Well, hello everyone. Today is a very exciting video for me because today is going to be the first day that I ever try paint correction. That's right, I have never tried paint correction before. I've done some clay barring here and there, done some waxing here and there. I've never done any sort of paint correction trying to take out swirl marks or whatever. The perfect candidate for me to experiment on is the XRS. Mainly because this is the only car I've got that isn't wrapped. I mean, except for the Camry. But I feel like you guys would want to watch me experiment more on this car instead of the Camry, which is fine. Also because this car is impulse red and it hasn't gone that orange yet. It is slightly faded, but not that bad. So I figured while this paint is still okay, I might as well try to help it out a little bit by experimenting with some paint correction. Let me show you what I've got. So this is all I've got to start off with. I've got some clay bar, some clay lube, some foam pads, a rotary polisher from Milwaukee, because the rest of my tools are Milwaukee, and this. So this is some Meguiar's 3-in-1 wax. So I mean, this car is not going to get properly buffed out today. I need some time to get there, but it'll do well enough to where the paint will look better after this, hopefully. I do just want to say that I am not trying to make this paint super amazing today because I don't know how to do that. That's why I'm starting here, and that's why I'm using this 3-in-1 stuff rather than using all of these separate buffing and polishing compounds. I'll get there eventually. So if we check out the paint here, see if I can show you, it is pretty swirl marked. It's got quite a few imperfections. I mean, I'm not going to be able to do anything about these touch-up spots. That's just, that paint is gone. We can definitely make this look a little better. And as for the rest of the car, it's a pretty similar story. It actually looks quite a bit better on camera than it does in person. Less of the swirl marks show up on video, which I guess is good. That way, if I mess up and I don't get all the swirl marks out, you probably won't even know. So now I've already washed the car. Don't worry, I'm not going to start clay barring and waxing a dirty car. So it's ready to start getting clay barred and stuff. Also, another way I can show you the condition of this paint is by letting you listen to it. So if I rub my fingers on it, yeah. So all of that noise is dirt and grime that is stuck to the paint. So that's what the clay bar is going to take out, so that this will all be nice and smooth when it's time to wax and polish it. So on to our first order of business. So I've divided the hood in half here. I'm going to leave this side alone, and I'm going to clay bar and buff this side, and then we'll compare the difference, what this side looks like after it's been treated versus this side completely left alone. We'll see how much better I can get this to look on my first go. So there's not much more to talk about. Let's begin. So first up, we've got clay barring, and we've got some Chemical Guys clay luber to go along with it. Right, I'm going to start clay barring. I know this is going to be painful to some of you who know what you're doing, but I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just kind of going with it. So now I'm going to feel this side out with my hand to see if it feels smooth or if it still feels kind of like this side. And if it still feels kind of rough, then clearly I didn't clay bar enough. Let's see. Right, so that's kind of rough. And let's see this side. Okay. I still feel a couple imperfections here, so I know I need to clay bar a little bit more. I didn't do quite enough, but it feels much smoother compared to this side. Okay, that's much better. Can't hear a thing. Alright, so now I'm going to try the buffer. I've kind of made a bit of a mess unboxing this thing. These are the pads I went with. I don't know if this is a good brand or not. I just found them. What color does what? So green is heavy cut, yellow medium cut, orange light cut, blue polish, and red finish polish. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go for a light cut. I don't want to go too heavy and potentially cause any damage, so I'm gonna go light. It looks like the orange pad will take out some swirl marks and stuff, but it's not gonna cut so deep like these other two. Okay, so let's give that a go. Okay, so orange, that one, that's the one I need. Okay, and then we just stick it on there, it seems. Okay, good. Would be quite helpful to put the battery in this thing. There we go. Okay. I'd rather not get this everywhere, so I think I should just kind of spread it out a bit over this surface. Let's see how it goes. Last step now is to take all of this off, and hopefully it looks better. Might be worth to do another pass over this, but I'm not that disappointed in it. Yeah, it looks much better. Okay, awesome. Right, so this is the untreated side. Swirl marks and stuff you already know. Coming over to this side, check that out. I still see some swirl marks in here. Maybe I should have gone for a medium cut instead of a light cut. Maybe light cut just isn't doing quite enough, but I mean, this is what I would consider a pretty nice improvement over some of this. I don't think it went too bad. I think it's all right. Wow, when you look at this light here from kind of a distance, you can really see the difference. That's clapped, that's not as clapped. It's been a couple hours. I've only finished half the car. Even though I'm using compound that is 3-in-1, it should theoretically take a third of the time to finish the car. It's still taking a long time, but I have finished the entire right side of the car. I've done the entirety of the hood, I've done the fender, I've done both the doors, I've done the quarter panel and the pillar up here. I still need to do rear bumper, the entire left side of the car, the roof, the spoiler, and the trunk. I mean, this already feels pretty smooth and I haven't even clayed it yet. So on camera, that's probably not going to be that big of a difference. The big difference is on this quarter panel, there was a scratch here. You can kind of see the remnants of it because this pad isn't strong enough to get rid of the entire thing. Some of these scratches go a little deeper. But for the most part, it is almost gone, almost invisible. That scratch has been on the car ever since I bought it, and it's gone now, which is pretty sick. So having now jumped into the world of detailing a little bit here, I do have some thoughts. I have been very reluctant to get into this and to make this video. Honestly, I didn't think I would really enjoy it. I thought that this would just feel like a chore, which, I mean, it is time consuming, yes, but honestly, I really enjoyed it. It was really quite satisfying to turn this paint from rough to super smooth feeling. I mean, the end result was definitely worth it, but the process of making this paint look better was actually really satisfying. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not perfect. I'm not trying to claim that it's perfect. It is absolutely not. There are still, if you look really closely, you can see some swirl marks that I didn't get worked out, and I'm okay with that for now, considering that I didn't do the full paint correction procedure. I only used a bit of clay bar and then some 3-in-1 wax. Considering that, I'm pretty happy with the result. And with that being said, this has really made me want to get into what it's like to do a full paint correction. I really want to see now how nice I could actually make this paint. Considering that it is pretty old and it probably hasn't been paint corrected ever in its entire life, I really want to see what I can do with this going forward. And this is the point now where I get to watch a whole bunch of videos on people who know what they're doing and understand what they're doing, what all the steps are to doing a full paint correction. And at the end of that, once I figure all that out and actually do it, then I'm gonna ceramic coat, which will be exciting because this will be the first car that I ever ceramic coat, which is funny, kind of interesting because it is a 2005 Corolla. It's a pretty old car. I'm gonna leave it there for this video. I'm gonna go treat the rest of the car now. If there's any professional detailers or paint correctors out there who are watching this video, I just wanna say, sorry, this video is probably really painful for you to watch. I do appreciate you being here. And if any of you have experience and know what it's like to do this, and you have any suggestions or tips, criticisms, whatever, I am more than happy to listen. This video is the only experience I have with paint corrections now, so I am obviously going to listen to any and every piece of advice that you all can leave for me, so thank you. With that being said, thank you all very much for joining me today and getting to experience my first ever attempt at paint correction. I'll definitely continue to expand my knowledge on how this all works. I'm looking forward to doing some more research, watching some videos from professionals who know what they're doing, and learning the craft and building my skills. I'm very much looking forward to it. But thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.